Now the first verse, when he starts singing, it's hard to hear what he's playing in the background. It's so quiet. And I think he's just kind of droning on the A. And just first position A chord. And he throws in this little bass lick as he's singing the first verse. So it's something like this. Come a long way from Texas, just to shake hands with you. So the first part, come a long way from Texas, he's just kind of bouncing on that real light. So come a long way from Texas. And there's the first of these many cool bass lines that he plays to get back into the A chord. So he's going to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and he's bending it, pulling it down a little bit, and coming back to the A chord as he's singing. So come a long way from Texas. So he's bending down, open 4th string, back to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then twice on the open 5th. So the whole thing. Just to shake hands with you. And then he goes to a double stop. So it's more like this. So he's going, sliding the double stop, which the basic position is my first finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, ring finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, but I'm sliding from below. And then he slides down. So he's going from the 5th fret of the 2nd string to the 3rd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then he's back into his bass. So that whole lick. So again, as I'm sliding, the bass is coming on the slides. And then he's going to the 7th. So he's getting that long A just quickly. And then going to the A7th, which we learned in the introduction. So that whole part. And that's over the 1 on the first verse. That's as close as I've got it right now. If you hear something different, again, tell me. And the 4 chord, he's going to this D7th or D minor, or whatever it is. So he starts out with the bass note, and then looks like he's picking back and forth out of that chord between the 2nd and the 3rd strings. Again. And then he's raking, bringing his first finger over from the 1st string up, and then picking his thumb up and putting it down on the bass. So you hear this. Then back to the 1. So that chord. Then the next time he goes to the A, he doesn't go to the 7th. He keeps it on the long A. So that whole first or second part from the 4 chord. Whew, there we go. And then this is kind of a tricky part, another tricky part. He goes to the E7, and then into this little bass run, bend and a bass run. So the first part he playing the E7th chord, just a part of it, and then coming to this bend on the second string. I've got my first, second, and third fingers on the first, second, and third frets of the second string. And he sort of bends and releases it. Almost like a rock thing. And then he does this bass run on the 5th and the 4th strings. Open 5th, 3rd fret of the 5th string, open 4th, open 5th, and then that bend on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So the whole 5-chord part. Something like that. So I'm not sure if I got the timing right on that. He just plays the E7. He does that little bass run, and then I'll show you how he gets back to the 1. So your E7th, a lot of times he's thumping the bass on the open 6th string, and it sounds like he's just picking the first and second string. Kind of like that, or some variation of that. So we come from the 4, we go to the 5. Just plays a little bit. Then the bass run, and then it sounds like he's doing something like this. I can't hear this part. Maybe you can hear this. I can't hear what he's doing. It sounds like he's doing a little treble run. Or maybe it's something like that, because that's more lightning-esque. And then to the long A, which tells us he's going to get ready to start the next verse. So that lick, he's just doing the double stop. But instead of doing this, he's just going to slide to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then let the third fret of the 1st string hang out. And he does this. So bouncing from the 3rd to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then the open. Then and that is the first verse as far as I can tell. Let me play it all the way through one time, and you let me know what you think if you listen to this tune. Second verse, he starts out playing kind of what he did the first time, just pounding very lightly and singing over the A chord. But then he does this bass thing. And then a little different variation on the A chord. So he starts out, he's going to take his second finger and he's going to bend on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. And he's bending down toward the 5th, 4th string. And that double stop. And then when he goes to the A7th, he's just very quickly hitting the long A. And and then staying a little longer on the A7. So let me play that whole first part of the second verse again. And then he goes to the D. And then instead of playing the chord right before he switches back to the 1, sounds like he throws in a little bend. I can't hear exactly what he's doing again on the recording, but it sounds something like this. Let me play the 4 chord all the way through. Something like that. Then he does a variation on that double stop. And so he's sliding and then come into the 5th fret like he did in the introduction, and then sliding back down from the 5th to the 3rd. So again. And he kind of abruptly ends that long A chord. And then to the 5. Again, he's pounding on the 6th string with the E7 shape. And then he's picking back and forth between the 2nd and 1st strings. And then this lick, which we heard in the beginning, but he's playing it with the open 4th and then sliding in. Then the open 5th. So the whole lick, let's take it from the E7. That sounds like he's doing some kind of and as he wraps up on the E7. He's doing some kind of treble line as he finishes up that verse. Or let me play the whole second verse back through. Again, I'm just learning this song for the first time too. But where I'm showing you that he's playing is pretty much where he's playing and what he's playing, I think. Okay, again. Well, he either plays or he might do again right before he goes into the solo. So kind of sloppy, kind of but got the idea. Now when we come back, we will tackle the solo, which is really cool, and then there's one more verse ending, and that's the end of the tune.